Today we're going to do a little bit of a donor mod for the RAV4 outside. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This actually came from the Toyota Tacoma out there. And what I'm talking about, we're going to go ahead and cover up, put a cover over this shiny chrome emblem here. Because frankly, it drives me nuts. And when you have the sunroof open up there, the sun comes down and glares right in your eyes off of this chrome piece. I don't know why they insist on putting chrome on the steering wheel. I mean, it's kind of a drag. So let me show you what I have. Again, it came from the Toyota Tacoma out there. And what it is right here. This is just a, what do you want to call this? A cover-up, an overlay, I guess. And I painted it black. It originally was red, just like this. Red may not have looked too bad in there. I don't know, but I didn't want red. It was actually black in the Tacoma. So the first thing we have to do is get some double-sided tape back here in some of these groove areas, because that's what's going to hold it on. And let me tell you, the best tape I found to use for this is just the gray 3M type double-sided tape. It works really well. And what I'm going to do is just cut some little strips and stick in those slots, and then we'll go out and clean up the emblem in the car on the steering wheel, and we'll go ahead and get it installed. All right, we've got the tape all on the back, all of the covering removed. That's what you can see right there. That's what's going to hold it on. And you don't need a ton because there's not a lot of force on this, obviously. It just needs to sit there. So the only other thing you need to do this is a cloth and some rubbing alcohol to clean up the area. So let's take a walk out there and we'll see if we can't get this really complicated mod completed. This is a good mod to do if you're maybe just starting out and wanting something to get your feet wet a little bit, I guess, and maybe just try something out, I think. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to squirt a little bit of alcohol on this cloth. We'll see if I can do this one-handed. I just want a little bit on here. That's probably more than enough. And then you just want to wipe it off to get any oils or anything that might be on there off, because obviously if you're doing this you want it to stick, right? So you want the best opportunity for adhesion. And you know, it's funny, these cloths, they're supposed to be lint free, right? They never are. I mean, I can see little pieces of lint on here. You guys might be able to see it in the camera, I'm not sure, as I'm trying to clean this thing off. So do the best you can, you know, with what you have to work with, I guess. All right, I'm going to call that clean. Now, should be able to just stick this thing on there, hopefully, and it should fit on there pretty darn easily. And you want to put a little bit of pressure on it for maybe, I don't know, whoops, that's the other risk you run, honking the horn. But you want to put a little pressure on there for maybe about 2 minutes or so. And it also helps to maybe heat it up a little bit with a hairdryer or something if you live in an area that is cold. Again, for the best possibility for adhesion. So let me hold it down and then we'll come back on and I'll show you the finished product. All right, got it all done. Again, this is not a complicated mod, I understand. But let's take a look. You can see there what it looks like now. I think it's pretty cool. Again, it's just a way to get rid of that so that when you have, or the reflection, so when you have the top open like that, you could see the difference in light. When the sun is coming down like it is right now, straight down here, it reflects that right back into your eyes. I would almost call it kind of a bit of a safety mod, if you will. Now, as far as where you can get these, there are numerous places on eBay I have found where you can get these. You would just search, I guess, RAV4 steering wheel emblem or RAV4 Toyota steering wheel badge, something like that, either on Google or on eBay, and you'll find it. I will say this one, I believe, did come from eBay. And as I mentioned in the beginning, it was red. I did have to paint it. Not a big deal. Real quick, my method of painting, it's pretty simple. Just kind of rough it up just a little bit. You want little fine scratches in it, and then clean it with some rubbing alcohol to get any residual dust off of it. Spray it with 3 coats of primer. I usually wait about 8 minutes in between each coat. After the last coat, leave it sit for an hour, then come back and spray it with 3 coats of whatever color you want. Again, 8 minutes in between each. Leave it sit for an hour to dry. And then you want to put a clear coat over it. I use just any common stuff that you can get at Lowe's. Nothing special. Don't spend a fortune on the materials you don't need to. For the clear coat, you want to do the same thing. 3 coats, 8 minutes or so between each coat, and then let it dry for days. And I mean days. I let this dry probably 6 to 7 days, about a week, something like that, just to make sure that it's good and cured. Because when you put it on and you're handling it, if the paint is any bit soft, or if it's soft at all, you're going to leave even fingerprints in it. I've done that with other projects I've done where I'm pushing on things like you have to do with this to try to get it to stick. And I've actually left an imprint of my fingerprint on whatever it was that I was trying to do. So just make sure it's good and dry, nice and hard coat on it before you go ahead and put it in. Here's one more look at it. Again, I think it's pretty cool. Just a way to, I don't know, customize this. You could go with any color you want, obviously, if you're painting it. Now, one thing I do want to point out, a mistake that I made, you might be able to see some scratches. Maybe, I don't know if the camera will focus enough on it, but there are some scratches here. That's because when I sanded it, I went too deep. That's why I need to stress, I guess, that you should use a real fine sandpaper, and you only want real light scratches in it. Don't go deep, you don't need to, or you'll be able to see it in the paint like you can on mine. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this very simple little mod, just to kind of personalize the interior of the RAV4 a little bit. By the way, if you find one that fits a 3rd generation Tacoma, it should fit your new RAV4 as well, because that is where this one came from, as I mentioned, my Toyota Tacoma. Leave a comment. Once again, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.